What?
And we're back!
Hey, what's up, guys?
Wait,
we are.
Oh, wait, it's fine. Okay.
Yeah,
it's
we're
fine.
back. Welcome back to Beachcon 2018. Unfortunately, we had a power outage. So, just to let you guys know what's going on, what's it called? CPP won their game versus UCI, which brought them to the grand finals. So the next game that we're going to have, the grand finals, is going to be.
UCSD versus CPP, Cal Poly Panoma versus UC San Diego,
Mhm.
which I am happy for. And in third, fourth place, it was going to be UCI's B team versus UCSD's B team, which is kind of funny to think about.
Okay. Well, yeah. But that's just how things go. We're really sorry for the patchy service for the past hour or so. Things were kind of going a little weird.
Yeah, like we ended up losing power to every computer. I can probably show you guys real quick.
Yeah. We lost power to every computer.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
not sure how we have power at all.
Yeah,
to
we
be
ended
honest.
up salvaging one of the power strips
power strips.
and using that one instead. It was connected to like a different power source.
Mhm.
So
Well, that's basically what went on. Nothing too crazy. We are probably about to start this game right now.
yeah, no, everyone's in lobby right now, and I guess kind of talking about the teams real quick. We've seen a good amount of them now.
So you
UCSD.
know a lot about UCSD, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
know,
for sure.
at least from what I saw, a lot about Cal Poly Pomona. So you start with UCSD. How are they going to take this game?
All right, so if you remember from when they were playing against UCSD's B team, you know,
Mhm.
they play really aggressive early games and then just take the leads and snowball with them, and that's generally how I've seen them been playing for a while.
Which is interesting because Cal Poly Pomona, for their past two games, they were able to. They have a slightly less aggressive early game. UCI ran straight into their jungle several times just to find Trundle, like huge gambles, right? If they were
Yeah.
caught, and it worked out for them. And so
Yeah, watching that second game, I mean, casting that one, where actually, hold on, we're
all
actually
right, we're getting back.
already in
We're
champ
getting
select.
straight into it. All right, here we go, guys. The grand finals here at Beachcon 2018. UCSD versus CPP.
Yeah.
Let's get it going.
And obviously, as I mentioned before with UCSD, Zaya and Caitlyn are always going to be priority picks or bans
Mhm.
with when UCSD is involved. Like, it just so happens anymore. At this point now, like, if X's just get scattered out like that.
Mhm.
But, see, so Galio going to be the first ban coming up from UCSD. That has to be a target ban.
That has to be a target ban. I did not see Galio being played at all during the UCI
I haven't
versus
seen him played in a
CPP.
while, honestly.
Well, he must have. These teams are doing research on each other, and so one of them, especially the mid laner, maybe top laner, must have seen an extremely potent Galio.
All right, now seeing the Olaf ban, I feel like I always see Olaf ban, and now Trundle also. So huge jungle
Very
priority
strong
here
takes.
onto Obese Panda.
And so the Braum pick was just a definite target ban for Gemheart Zan. He played an extremely potent Braum in the UCI game. He was always there to land stuns. He just had so much utility, and they're just going to take it away from him. They don't want to deal with
Alright,
that.
so I'm surprised to see no AD carry ban so far. Zaya, Caitlyn still up, and even Kaisa is also up as well.
Yeah, so the emphasis isn't on the AD carries, but all these people that we see banned right now were players or were picks back in the other game, that the UCI game, that really swung the game. Trundle was this unstoppable tank. Braum was this really annoying support that did deceptively a lot of utility. Didn't see the Galio,
Yeah,
and
the Galio
Skarner had a
ones.
middling presence, but when he did pop off, he carried the game.
Alright.
And so,
Oh, Rakan now.
mhm,
So this is a lot of options, right?
yes.
Caitlyn Morgana as a combo is still up. Zaya is still a strong AD carry without Rakan. And I want to say Varus is also
Yeah,
available
Varus
now.
is there, but there's Caitlyn, the first pick, so you were right.
Yeah, so obviously if you want to avoid letting CPP take the Caitlyn Morgana, the easy way to do that is just to pick the Caitlyn. She's a strong AD carry still. However, CPP does play Jhin. Peter Pan fanboy does play Jhin.
Yep.
And we saw that last time we saw him play Jhin. It was pretty good. Like,
It was pretty good. It
handily.
wasn't the best, but it wasn't like he was being utterly and completely smashed
He
in
handled the lane well. Now
Yeah.
the Janna Zac auto-locked here. Well, not auto-locked, but insta-locked.
They knew
closely.
exactly what they wanted.
They wanted the Janna Zac. So, yeah, gifting. I haven't really seen Zac.
We
haven't
didn't
seen
see
Zac
Zac
at
at
all this
all.
tournament
Not at
either.
all this tournament. Gifting.
Oh, wait a minute, though. The Morgana's actually still left open.
So they left it open for it.
And Sejuani, when you see Zac, the answer is Sejuani. I don't think Panda wants to play Kha'Zix. It leaves the team too squishy.
Mhm.
And then it's interesting. Ooh, all right. All right. Interesting to see they locked in Tristana. So that's really interesting because they're opting to go Tristana Janna into a Caitlyn Morgana lane, which is going to be super oppressive.
exactly.
So not
But
only does Tristana already have trouble last hitting because of her E passive, it's gonna be under a lot of pressure.
by this Caitlyn and
Yeah.
Morgana. Now their Morgana didn't. So UCI's Morgana was an absolute terror for
Russian guy.
CPP.
And I hype Snap a lot.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So Snap, you think Snap is gonna
I think Snap's gonna have a
land
pretty
some
strong
clutch ones?
Morgana. I've
Yeah.
definitely seen him play Morgana before, and his Thresh we saw that one time, just
Crushed it. Yeah.
it's one of those things where you don't really notice Thresh in the middle of a team fight, but
But he
Thresh
does
always
so much.
he notices you, and he'll land hooks on you,
Mm.
and you'll be like, why am I cannot no longer move? Ooh.
So the Aurelian Soul is because back in the game that they
Valentine.
won versus UCI, their Aurelian Soul was really good.
Really?
Landed all these stuns, just basically, not to
So like
do
a
a joke.
Talia effect, but they really respected this Aurelian Soul pick.
No, they didn't. Well, they respected the Aurelian Soul pick.
I say Talia effect because she's
Oh.
also someone who clears the wave really fast and has a lot of access
Mhm.
to roam between lanes.
Yeah, no, for sure. And
Yeah.
so they decided to get that one out there just to make sure. And the last ban is going to be Swain. Not surprising there. Swain has been a powerhouse.
All
in
right, so
this.
both teams have picked AD carry bot lanes and jungle. Now it's mid and top lane. UCSD has, the first pick to pick both of them.
So what is this guy most comfortable with in terms of what does he play in terms of mid? Like,
Pranzy?
Yeah,
Alright.
what mids are we going to be seeing facing off against this guy?
It's hard for me to say because Pranzy is a top main.
Ah.
But I definitely seen him play Cassiopeia, Rise,
Hmm.
both champions we've seen.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a Rise.
Corki here for Blam Band, it looks like.
Yep, he'll take it.
I feel like I'd see then a Cassio in the mid lane. Grounding is a really good mechanic that
Versus Corki
that negates
especially.
Corki, exactly. It makes it really easy to sort of prevent him from ganking
Mhm.
or from running away with his W. That's
Garen.
definitely not going to be a Garen blind pick. For AO, I definitely would probably see an Ornn or a Scion or a Cho'Gath, one of those three champions. So the tanks. essentially
I'm
the top
predicting a
side.
Scion. This might be a troll pick, but maybe he's going to...
Ooh,
Talia.
Talia. Yeah, Talia's also really good too
Oh,
because
yeah,
if
for
Corki flies in, Talia can throw the E down,
Mhm,
and
and it
as
does-
he jumps in, the damage will get dealt.
Mhm.
So if you dash over Talia's E,
It hurts.
yeah, it will hurt. It'll explode and deal damage to you. And if you jump over a lot of them, it'll do a lot of damage
Mhm.
to you. So yeah. Oh,
All right,
and there it
you're
is.
right. They got a Cho'Gath.
Yeah,
I would
AO
say a
very
Scion here.
AO traditionally really good top lane like tank player.
Mhm.
Ornn.
Yeah, it's probably an Ornn.
Yeah. A lot of teams would get baited into picking Gnar in this situation. Think, oh yeah, I can out harass the Cho'Gath, but a good Cho'Gath will be able to sustain past a Gnar harass. So
And Cho'Gath just wants to farm. Honestly, the
so-
longer he's in lane, the more sustain he has, the more powerful he has by his passive.
yeah, so good pick
So-
there by CVP, sort of not allowing them to get baited by that Gnar pick here. But yeah, looking at team comps, very similar teams. Both
Very
front
similar
to back
teams.
team
Very
comps.
standard, nothing cheesy, no AP Malphite, no Aurelian Soul. This is going to be a brawl, basically. This is going to be who can outskill the other. Obviously, that's how all games are.
Yeah, I think both
but-
of them have this big tanky top laner, tanky jungler with good engage,
Mhm.
a mid laner who does good amount of damage from afar, and both can actually really provide can roam.
Mhm.
Corki,
And,
if he gets his package, also
yeah.
has the TP. Talia has her ulti, and just general a lot of movement speed along walls. And then you have the Caitlyn Morgana versus Tristana Janna, which I feel like is going to be the key point.
It's going to
of
be
this
rough.
match. It
It's
has
gonna
to
rough.
be.
But they picked into it, so either they were shoved into it. There weren't any ADC
No.
bans.
CVP definitely wanted the Janna.
Okay.
They locked that in really quickly. Maybe this was a deny snap it, but they wouldn't be locking it in just for that reason only.
For sure.
I feel like it would be a bad way to try to go about that strategy. And then with the Tristana, I think is really risky because yes, Tristana can scale really well into the late game.
Into late game, but most of
Late
these games
game.
don't go into... I don't think we've seen a single game go into late
Yeah,
game, which
like-
is... But Tristana does have an okay mid game, given that she gets farm and given that she gets like a kill or two. But with this Tristana,
She has to get her
yeah.
at least 3 items,
Yeah.
and 3 items at a point that's not too late is also
exactly.
the key thing there.
And this Caitlyn Morgana, as you said, it's gonna be... They're gonna have to
that's
play
gonna
their
be
cards
a hard
right.
lane to like get out of essentially.
But Zach has really good ganking potential once he gets past level 5, I think, like maybe 4 or 5, because his elastic slingshot can
Over the walls.
can reach across pretty much not the entire jungle, but across the lane.
And at that point, it's up to Snap to apply the black shields.
Exactly.
And
And
so
so there are a lot of answers that this bot lane
It's
has.
like every team has like a deck of cards, like and it's like, you activate my trap card, aha, counter trap card, spell card activated.
And so, well, that's just the rock paper scissors of League of Legends, but it's gonna be on, like as we said, no lane here has a distinct advantage other than this bot lane.
Yeah,
And
and-
so I'm positive that CPP knows this, and I'm positive that they're going to try to focus their attention on this bot lane without making it, feeding the Caitlyn out of her mind.
Now I'm interested in level 1 because Obese Panda always makes these sort of, in a sense, like a mad genius kind of calls in the jungle where he does like the rates for level 1, or he'll do blue side rather than doing red. Or in this case he's blue side, so he would be doing the blue buff instead of the red buff,
Right.
and let his AD carry bot lane push away level 1. With Sejuani, you can still do that. Maybe not with as much efficiency as Olaf, but she can still do a camp by herself with the help of Cho'Gath and let his bot lane do it. I feel like I see this coming. Now the only question is, does CPP see it coming? And if they do, what is their response? They don't really have a good level 1.
They don't have a good level 1 at all. Tristana. Well, yeah, you're right. They don't have a good level 1. On the other hand,
level 1 for UCSD is amazing. They have the
very
Morgana
strong.
catch, Cho'Gath Q possible, Talia, if you start with W, can get a pick as well. Like, there's a lot of
the
pick
Sejuani stun on hit. I think that's her passive, right?
Yeah, but it works on melee, so it'd be kind of hard to get 4 stacks of that unless Cho'Gath's with them. So yeah, I feel like, like
we'll have to wait and see.
If they have like a melee support, then I would see it. But
and so, I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure, but if a CCP or CPP has seen this team before, they know how aggressive their level 1 is, how aggressive their 30 seconds into game are.
Yeah.
And they are still feeling the scars from the game with UCI, where basically UCI just ran straight into their jungle and took 2 of them out at once, and that was a lost game for them. And so, we're going to jump into this game. The spectator delay has gone off, and so we're about to get into the game.
Yeah, we'll see once as soon as the game actually loads, because the game's a little slow. Load screen takes a little while.
Takes a little while.
Never mind. I lied. All right, it's good. Let me.
I think it's because nobody else is on the internet.
Perfect.
Yeah, So the good thing about a power outage is that now we're the only people on the power.
That and the 10 players.
And the 10 players, yeah.
All right, so
this is a best of 3, correct? I'm sure they don't want a best of 5.
I'm for sure they don't want a best of 1 in
oh, for sure.
In a grand final.
In a grand final, for
but
sure,
yeah.
for sure. So we're about to jump in. Hopefully it doesn't pop us in at 30 seconds, but nope.
Yeah, no, we're good. It takes a little while. All right, so
All right, so we see UCSD
here on the left or here on blue side.
They're pinging red, so they're gonna run towards top.
Yeah. Why is it? Is it just me, or does everything look different to you?
What do you mean?
Art-wise, like for some reason.
Oh, I know what's going on. Give me a second. That better?
Maybe it was a contrast. I don't know.
It was a contrast.
All right,
There's
cool.
flux on.
Ah, I see. All right, so yeah, no, now we see UCSD going on the top side, and we have.
So both teams. So the difference here is that UCSD is going to take the red.
They've practiced this kind of stuff. They know where people are expecting to catch them at, and this from CVP is a lot more of a solo queue response to an invade prevention, right?
Well, they don't know. I mean, obviously you don't know his invade's going to happen. But they're just going to run through, going to ward the top side red, know where he's going.
Yeah. Looks like Gifting's actually starting blue side, but he's going to be soloing the wolves here. So this is actually the right strategy here, because with Zach, you start wolves. You can do it relatively okay with ease. Then you can get Q level 2 and then do the rates, or do the Gromp and the blue buff together. But now it looks like, is UCSD, wrong way. UCSD planning on doing a late invade?
I feel like they are. Yes, they are. They're going to go for it.
So they know that Zach's not doing blue buff, but they might think he's doing, no, they just back off.
Yeah, they're just going to back off. They don't see him at blue,
that
so they're
does
like, wait, where the hell is he?
He's on wolves.
Yeah.
Right now.
Well, I know that, but
Okay,
UCSD is like, wait, what happened? And so this crazy strategy by Gifting is actually working out, because he might have been taken out as in the middle of the blue buff.
Yeah.
And you can't be taking hits like that as Tristana.
Let's see, where's my mouse at? Alright, we're good. Alright.
And already the trades are going in the favor of UCSD, but it is still 2 minutes. So.
Yeah. I think the main thing is which of the top bot lane carries hit level 2 first, and with Tristana and Janna being there earlier, they'll probably hit it too. But the level 2 power spike isn't quite as scary as the Caitlyn Morgana. So, wow, Pansy.
Corki just taking every single hit.
Yeah, getting all 5 of those Q procs onto him, and they stack up. Plus with the Airy.
Oh, here comes the bind.
There it is.
Nope.
Oh, please. All right, first binding does miss.
It does miss the bind, yeah.
All right, Don't worry. Don't worry, Snap. I believe in you.
Come on, man.
But yeah, we're already seeing it now, though, right? Even though Tristana Jana got to the lane late or earlier, or yeah, Caitlyn and Morgana got to the
They
lane
just get
later.
level 2.
They still got level 2 earlier. But
Yep.
Gifting is in the area level 3 already.
There's no ward. There is
No,
a ward. He
that's
sees
a
him
ward.
right there. But they're going in anyways. First blood lands onto for Caitlyn. But it looks as though that UCSD, he's going to execute himself.
No, he's gonna die to Tristana here.
Tristana. Tristana is going to get a kill, which is well needed.
Snap should get out of here without using flash. But it is a 1-for-1 kill, though.
But the kill does go on to Caitlyn. Francie is going to try to find a way, but here comes a teleport going on from Orin. The flash is blown, and man, this Zac is doing so much work right now. Here comes Corki, gets another kill, blows Snap up, and I think that
Francie has his flash, so
flashes the slingshot.
yeah, forces it out. So a 1-for-2 trade in favor of CPP, and I guess kind of UCSD going a little bit too aggressive at level 1.
Mm-hmm. It was a bit of, yeah.
They weren't expecting the Zac to come in level 3
No, they
with
weren't.
just blue buff.
And I think that the reason why they didn't run is because they saw the blood. They got Jana. But that teleport from Corgi was just really great.
And then the flash from Gifting as well,
Mm-hmm.
making sure that Snap stayed in that fight.
For sure.
So overall, I would say definitely favor of CPP. They come up ahead 300 gold.
Not
But-
too much, but the pressure does
Yeah.
swing a little bit in favor of Corki.
But how does that
And
affect the laning phase right now? Because Corki was already behind in the laning phase. Now he uses TP. And Talia is just going to be able to keep pressure on there. And I think that's kind of another big thing. It's, you know, even if they lost the bot lane, you know, what do they get off of it? And
Not a lot of pressure, maybe a little bit of gold, but you have to take whatever you can get at this
Yeah,
point.
for sure.
At this point, like as you said, they are very aware of the fact that this Morgana Caitlyn is extremely oppressive to play against, and so they're just trying to get whatever they can get, trying to get to that mid game without dying too much.
I love the directed camera, by the way. Just sends it back, send up the top lane and back to bot lane, and literally a split second later. Why am I watching this? Like, why? Like, cool, they both got the cannon creep. Can I go back to bot lane now? Thank you.
All right, and we see Zac creeping downwards into it. They say that there's a ward right there, but there
Ooh.
isn't.
But come on. All right, I'm just watching. I'm just sticking over to Caitlyn.
And so Zac is going to set up. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in right now. No, he's getting out of there.
Trying setting up for it
Wait,
back. You
wait for
kidding?
it.
Okay, you know what? Yep.
All right, he's waiting for it. They know he's there. They have to know he's there. But Corgi is caught out by... No, he's about to be collapsed in on, but it doesn't matter. Bot lane is going to find themselves in a really weird place. Flashes in, throws the tornado, and that's going to be the end for Evectus. Unfortunately, Corgi gets... Well, he uses the blast cone, gets the hell out of
This is
there.
going to be really bad for UCSD because they're kind of getting pincered. Actually, no. Morgana and Talia do get out.
And so you were exactly right that the bottom lane is going to be where all the focus is. Hey, what's going on? Wait. What's
Ayo
going
stops the forge, I guess.
on? Oh, okay.
Oh, but
Goes in,
oh.
uses the spell shield.
There's nothing to
slows him.
there's nothing to latch onto.
Yep, doesn't matter.
So right now already, 1 and 3 for
Mhm.
CPP.
And like I was saying, you were right. Like the bot lane is going to be extremely important, and CPP is doing exactly what they should be doing. They're focusing and they are being really oppressive as much as they can on this Caitlyn Morgan lane, trying to get his Tristana out of this early game.
Yeah, and this triple dagger from Tristana though, is one of the interesting starting builds I've ever seen coming out. But you know, with 900 gold now, we'll be able to finish the Zeal item. Although I'm not sure what. I guess she's planning on buying Berserker Greaves, which in this meta is always usually really risky to go for if you're getting a third dagger. Because unless she's going for Phantom Dancer first item.
Perhaps.
So, but you know, Caitlyn now with the Cole, opting to put themselves slightly behind to get that 300 gold bonus plus the 100 I think you get for extra
Which
last
is
hit.
really strange because like they're playing the long game right now when they were supposed to be playing the oppressive game up front.
Yeah.
But they
Ooh.
know right now that if they push too far up, Zac's going to be there unless they can do
Ooh,
something
not
about
bad
it.
last hitting there from Peter Pang fanboy. You know, missing a couple there, but with the Tristana, that's almost inevitable.
And so we're about to see our first level 6s across the board. Talia and, well, just everybody's about to hit level 6. And so we're going to see some ganks happening hopefully quite soon from them. You haven't seen a lot of presence from Sejuani, actually.
Yeah.
I know she doesn't have the best early game, but...
So Obese Panda took the time in the early game when Zac was ganking bottom to take the red buff.
Wait a second. Here it comes.
And yeah, we had to see if that's really worth it. But a good trap place
Whoa!
down.
He shot the root straight
Ooh,
through the...
almost got another one down too. That actually might have killed if the shield was up.
Yeah, they're going to have to get out of there.
Yeah, so that wasn't. They didn't even land a binding. They just
No,
walk
he
into the
dropped
trap.
a trap in the middle of a minion dying, and Tristana walked forward.
Alright, well now, Tristana backing, now getting a BF sword.
See, putting himself in a bad place right now. They think that it's just Corgi right now. He's trying to bait them into the bush,
Zach's
but he
only
knows that
level-
there's 2 people there.
Zach's only level 5 though, so they do try to go for a fight like that. It's risky, because Sejuani's stun is huge in setting up Talia damage. And meanwhile, topside, Cho'Gath versus Ornn.
Yeah, not really much
CS
going on here.
completely even.
Utterly even.
Well, pretty much completely even. But like I said, AO on most tank champions, it's just you can always trust them to stay
To just
alive.
farm into most tank players, unless you play a bruiser or something, just want to sit back and fight.
Yeah.
I mean, sit back and farm, especially with a Cho'Gath and an Ornn.
Oh, Janna
So.
does get hit by the trap, but Tristana just walking up.
She
to
is
this
not
Caitlyn.
waiting
Oh
for the
no!
right there. Oh, he flashes straight into the Sejuani, and that's going to be the end. Extremely aggressive. You did see Zach on the wings waiting for it, but she was pushing way too far. I think she was trying to bait it somehow.
Obese Panda must have ESP or something, because he literally, as soon as Tristana went in, Obese Panda was there to just answer and just get the stun off. And and also he even managed to ult. He managed to hit the ulti even though Tristana flashed.
Yeah, he
Flashed
straight
and
into the
heal
hill.
were burned, which is huge.
Huge.
Like just way too aggressive there maybe by Peter Pang Fanboy. Just
I
Not-
guess
they didn't throw the
I'm
lead,
guessing the
but-
hubris. He was too confident because Zach was in the wings.
Yeah.
But Zach couldn't have done anything. Even say like
Tristana went so far forward.
yeah, so far forward. I mean,
That has to just
It was
be
just a
Obese
bait.
Panda. Obese Panda just being there, baiting, like getting the bait from with a Vexus. That was great.
Oh,
Honestly, you just have to like admire that.
you have to respect that. At least the skill of a Beast Panda and being there as well. I think that they knew that was going on, and he ran straight to lane. So he was expecting to gank through the
Yeah.
lane. It was just handed to him by Tristana.
Wow, just amazing. Now,
Come on, man, stop showing your butt. Come on.
you're right. I am.
You should.
I just can't help it. Like like literally as soon as Tristana came in, here comes Sejuani. Boom.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's pretty funny. But in the mid lane, we're seeing that Pranzy ahead of CS to Balan Band, which again sort of natural to see. Talia pushes the wave really hard, and Corki has a little trouble trying to.
Wait a second, they see Corgi. He's gonna be able to get out, of course, but
He's got the package, but
it's been kind of a slow game actually. We've reached 10 minutes. Yeah, there's been
the
5
first
kills,
5 minutes were
but
exciting.
all the kills are in bot lane and the junglers.
Yeah.
So once
Corki
again,
has
calling
a
back
kill.
to it, you were
Yeah.
right. I don't see them fighting too aggressively over this Drake. They do have some vision splitting the river in half, but the vision game isn't exactly on point for either of these teams just yet.
Yeah, it's right now. I think both teams just started farming it out, and this is kind of what happens as a game goes more action
Wait a
happens.
second, we're
is-
getting pings going toward the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Sejuani is setting up. Zach is in the lane. He's right there with the pink ward.
But so is Sejuani. He's already is in view, but Zach would be able to get there in time first, channeling
Okay.
this elastic
He's
slingshot.
going to try to get... Misses the elastic slingshot completely, but they're on top of Caitlyn. Throws the ult, completely misses it, and I think that Avex is going to have to get out of here. Peter Pang Fanboy is going in, but all 4 members of UCSD are right here.
Oh, the root lands on Tristana, though. And here comes Pranzy, actually, from mid lane.
All right, so it's going to be another 4v4.
Again, nothing to latch onto.
There goes the flash, and I think that Zach is going to escape with narrowly a bit of his life. Corgi as well. There's just so much damage going out, but nobody is dying. Unfortunately, it looks as though that
I think in terms of
CP
relative, but in terms of relative HP, UCSD came out on top.
No, for sure. And CCP is just going to have to leave lane. They cannot contest this any longer. But they do block it off eventually. There's Talia.
There's a ward.
They
in
see
that.
her. They're going to go for it.
Oh no! Get the passive.
What a complete disaster. Oh my goodness.
Peter Pan Fanboy's jumping in as well, and in the top side, AO getting a kill onto Ornn.
I'm just watching it all fall apart right now. CPP isn't able to, I guess, big brain this one out. They saw Talia, and they're like,
He's
"Should
Panda.
we-"
Oh. All right. So there's a way to break that down
All
bit
right.
by bit. So initially, a fight started from CVP side. Zach initiates, but misses a Vexus. They go super ham to try to kill Janna. Obese Panda whiffs his ulti, so the heal goes off still. And Corki also comes in, I believe, with the TP.
TP, yes.
So that fight becomes up badly in UCSD's favor. So UPP gets ahead of that, but no one dies still. Then Prancy comes in as Talia, tries to start engaging on a fight there. Gets a good amount of damage, but again, no one can get killed. Flashes are burned and summoners are used. And then but UCSD ahead. They have the minion advantage, they push the wave. CPP, while backing, Prancy applies pressure from the sides. and gets the Zac.
I'm trying to figure out what they were thinking. Did they think that Zac would be quick on the trigger? Did they think that?
I think it's Pranzy's like a lot of initiative to just start to press the Q because he didn't have vision of the area.
Yes.
He just threw Q blindly and managed to get the Zac, and that's
Right.
probably something they weren't expecting. And then while that was happening, Ornn TP'd onto Zac's blob to try to keep him alive, but Ao just walked up and CC'd him
and slapped him
and
in the face.
ulted him. So that's how you see Lol Noob Please, died earlier, and
Oh,
yeah.
a beautiful spell shield.
Yeah.
New Plox is
Oh,
actually going
and
to
the
get rooted.
binding.
This is not going to be a great. All 4 people are up here. Tristana maybe. The damage coming out from Talia's Q.
Still chasing. Does have
She's
the
got to
damage.
block it
oh,
for
the
him.
heal use as well.
Nope, never mind.
Wait, that one Q did hit like for 100 damage on Tristana.
And so we are entering mid game, and although it did seem that CPP was, a little bit stabilizing, taking it slowly, a couple mistakes here and there are going to put UCSD squarely in the position to at least win mid game.
Yes.
We're not in mid game just yet. It's still only 13 minutes.
Yeah. Both AD carries haven't completed an item yet, and dragons are still. The first dragon hasn't even been taken. Rift Herald currently being taken by UCSD. And we're just really early Rift Herald, 13 minutes in. They can use it to break down mid lane, which
But they can do it.
I think Avex is already doing on his own.
So they see the Rift Herald going down, so that's going to probably be, I'm going to say, mid lane. I don't see why not.
They might not use it this early. They have the Caitlyn, so they don't really need Rift Herald to break down mid. And they have AO down in the bot side, so Dragon can be contested here. Zac comes in though.
Lands in, gets a spell shield, but it doesn't matter. Roots him over to a minion. Snapdaddy is going completely out of sorts right now, and it looks like he's just going to lose his life. Sacrificial lamb. The rest of the CPP squad is barreling down, but they're going to be satisfied with that Morgana kill.
Yeah, so pretty much engage and Snap not really that tanky. Pretty much Zac and Corki.
Zac can appear from anywhere, and so he might have not respected the Zac enough, but
the spell shield wasn't enough to really prevent the CC. He blocked the knockback from the E, but not the Q. And that's pretty much what got him killed. Now, big fan of jumping onto
Tristana is just going to find the face of a pig. Looks as though
So
that
much
Janna
damage.
is going to probably die.
Oh,
no!
he
He
mistimed
mistimes it.
Fortunate there from Pranzy, but, well done by Jam Hearts to have that stopwatch just for that moment.
But now he's not going to have it for later.
Yeah, and I don't think he'd build one of the upgrades for it. So this mid turret definitely gonna fall here. But Zac going in, maybe he won't fall.
Jumps in for the ult. Corki goes in the bottom. Now they are pincered right now. It doesn't matter though. Zac is gonna go down. Here comes the Ornn of all the CC that they can handle. Looks as though they're gonna actually
dead
be pushed
already
onto the back
for
foot.
CPP.
Janna's not there. Yeah, he's gonna get out of there.
Oh.
No, he might not actually make it out of here alive. Where's the Morg bind? Doesn't matter. Noob is gonna go down.
Morg's already dead.
Oh well. Wait, no. Or what isn't? Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, so CVP trying really hard to defend their mid turret, but I think they tried to go in on a 3v4. And
Janna
Ornn-
wasn't there either.
Yeah,
I
Ornn
mean,
wasn't in the area, and his ult didn't come out until Zac already died. And then when Cho'Gath came in, this Cho'Gath's actually insanely strong right now. He's farmed. 141 to 103 CS. He's got the Righteous Glory already, and he's got the size. Looking at his stacks right now, he's got 6. He's already got 6 stacks.
It's going to be a bit of a rough play for CCP, or CPP. I'm so sorry, guys. CPV.
Yeah, and right now, UCSD, playing off, they both these teams also have like crazy tanks late game. The Ornn has masterwork items, so everyone on his team can upgrade, the IEs, the Triforce, and stuff like that. But UCSD has the infinitely scaling HP Cho'Gath. Just on no matter how much, there comes a point where Cho'Gath builds enough armor
That he just becomes nigh unkillable.
It's really hard for Tristana to do anything. No matter how she can get the peel, but right now the main issue is not the late game. It's the now game. Where
Yeah,
AO
we're
can
just looking at the strength of Cho'Gath right now. He's just so tanky, so beefy. It's just terrifying to look at, personally.
He can just bully the Ornn out.
Walks right up into lane, doesn't even need vision for it. Just slaps him in the face with spikes.
Yeah, even if Zac does come, it will take them a while,
Long time.
a long time to kill the Cho'Gath.
And so Cho'Gath is just causing pressure by being there. You might not be able to kill him, very quickly, or he might not kill you very quickly, but he's going to take a long time to deal with. And nobody at this point in the game has the resources to deal with this random wandering Cho'Gath.
Oh, but here comes a huge engage. The stun
A
on
massive
Tristana.
stun. Though goes the Janna ult, but it doesn't really matter. So much damage going down, and looks as though that Zac is going to jump in for some fun anyways.
Oh, he brought the Morgana with them.
But will it matter? Will this tower actually do its work? No, it won't, but they are so low. Forces the flash. They're going to try to get Zach's blobs. But as you said, this Cho'Gath is so tanky. Burns the...
Oh, he misses. Oh, he
I think
flashed
the
out.
burn is going to kill him anyways. UCSD is finding a commanding presence here in the mid lane. And that's going to be it.
No one dies from UCSD in that fight. Well coordinated.
4 kills going over the side of UCSD. A beautiful stun landed by Sejuani, along with a follow-up for the rest of her team.
And a lot of that has to stem from the fact that CPP didn't have vision of that area. UCSD walked around the pit around the wall from Baron, and they don't have vision of it, and ends up being, a really good engage for UCSD. They immediately get to Tristana. Janna and hopes to save her teammate.
But so much damage came out. You just saw their health melt within seconds.
Oh, Vexus, though,
Tristana's getting a little thirsty.
The heal used for movement speed. But, nothing really gets hit by the net and is stopped then in his tracks.
Gets a little thirsty for it, yeah. They still don't have a turret, which is a massive problem. Obviously, UCSD is in the lead right now. But UCSD's 4 turrets to CPP's 0. It's going to be a little bit of a rough way uphill. Now, as we said, we're reaching mid-game, almost to late game.
Yeah, items are being built now. The IE static shift done on Caitlyn. Tristana seemingly close to her IE static shift.
But we saw with Tristana trying to beat down that Cho'Gath, he just wasn't dying.
Yeah.
He was just not dying. It was like minions were touching him, and he didn't care at all.
Yeah, and you can't help maybe Peter Pink Fanbo maybe just a little bit too aggressive with using his summoner spells. Using the heal earlier. And that one dive, I bring back to it, heal and flash used, and ended up dying for it.
Yeah, there's 2 types of players. When they know they're behind, they feel like they need to do something, and so they do plays like that. They're super aggressive, wanting to shock their opponent, and then there's people who save their stuff. Yeah. Clearly, Pang is not exactly the kind of guy who wants to just chill out. He wants to make the plays now because he knows that if he doesn't, there's a greater chance for him to lose, but it is also a gamble.
Yeah, and now UCSD, they were going with the 1-3-1, now with the forced split. Gonna get the free mid turret, and with the Talia wall, that's all you gotta do. You cut off the enemy team from trying to defend a turret, and you get a free turret out of it. You keep this up once every Talia ulti, you get the game.
Another tower going over to UCSD, taking an extremely commanding presence in this game right now. So tell me right now, wait a second, we might have a fight. Zach goes in, misses everybody, and now he's in the middle of the team. Doesn't really matter. Corgi is about to die really immediately. Pranzi is gonna get something. Does get shut down by Janna, but it might not matter. All the ADCs, the ADC of CPP is being chased away, and like I said, they're just so tanky. There's so much damage and so much tankiness on the side of UCSD. I don't see a way for them to get out of this one.
And one thing about that fight is, where was the Ornn? AO managed to TP over, but the Ornn wasn't anywhere near to be found, not even the ulti.
Oh,
he's here now, but he flashes out. He literally walked in to burn his flash, and that's another summoner spell being burnt. For CPP, now UCSD is going to go for Baron.
And so they can take this Baron. There's no jungler on the side of CPP.
Yeah, the Cho'Gath and the Sejuani.
And
Put Smites down.
Wait a second. I'm not sure about this one. They're going to try to distract it, maybe. Yeah, they're going for this. They know they can't let this one go through. It is going to go through. I think he got rooted and he wasn't able to...
AO's hitting the Baron at 33 HP. He still manages to get it. Janna now might be a little bit too aggressive. Oh, the Caitlyn ulti. Just barely gets blocked by.
All right, and so Cho'Gath is going to be shredded, but up top, Tristana is having not a great day versus the support. And Gifting is not going to actually be able to do it. He flashes in, one more hit. Yes, he does get it.
Yeah, the last rocket enough, but Pranzi is here now to kill the Janna. But Corki, better than a 1v1 auto attack trade, but he's getting hit by all of Pranzi's Qs. One more Q.
One more. Yes, he does get it.
Does land the last one. In the meantime, Obese Panda and Snap just push it to the top side.
And this, you were right, Snap Daddy. Well, did I just call him Snap Daddy?
Yeah, it's because his tag is, like, the club tag is Daddy.
God, I'll just call him Snap.
For some reason, he doesn't wear the UCSD tag.
It's all right.
Yeah, but it's all right.
But here's Ornn, and he's just going to walk away. Jeez, look at that damage from a Morgana.
Yeah. Having completed he's got the Shurelya's and the, the Frost Queen's Claim second, I believe, the first upgrade.
Yes, yes.
But, with that now, UCSD with 3 Barons to their name, I believe.
How are they going to get out of this? If any way out of this, what is CPP going to do to win this one?
CPP has to... Tristana and Corki have to get, their item spikes. Tristana still hasn't gotten her IE. Neither has Corki. They both got 1 item, comparatively to the 3 items of their counterparts. And that's the main reason to lose these fights. They don't
so
have the items.
Oh, lands the root on. I don't think they're going to go in for it, but they will distract him.
Oh, but
The rest of CPP is really split off. Gets the ultimate on Sejuani, and here is the fight. Corgi is going to go down. Looks as though that there is a teleport. Jumps right into the fight. Morgana's going to try to ult, but it doesn't really work. Pang is going to get taken out right away, and I think this might be a lost fight for CPP. A double kill going on to Talia, and Zach is not going to make it out of this one alive. A 4v0.
and they're gonna surrender vote.
They're just gonna surrender.
I feel like that last fight, like the same thing happened again. Zach bringing in the Morgana after she's ulted, so he still gets stunned afterwards. The Ornn missing his ult again. It happened again in the Baron pit now this time, and that was the last team fight. So with that now, UCSD 1-0, and I believe it's a best of 3.
It is a best of 3. If it's
Yeah.
a best of 5, we're all gonna sleep in our chairs. But
I'm
yeah,
already
so CPP looked pretty good in the early game. They weren't amazing, but they did seem to go toe-to-toe with UCSD.
That early game is what was important.
Yeah, and it was, and they completed it, right? They shut down bot lane. They got the Tristana out of that horrendous laning phase, typically, but it didn't matter because the rest of UCSD backed up their team and basically got them the win.
Yeah, UCSD just sort of the initial. What happened was they had the lead, and then CPP just kind of kept on making bad fights, or UCSD just picking these really good
Or going
times to
too
fight to
forward,
win.
or not being patient enough. And although like you don't want to be too patient in a game, it seems as though, well, I don't want to blame everything on the Zac, but the Zac did miss a lot of clutch elastic slingshots. In his first gank, he missed it. In his second gank, he missed it. Whenever he tried to engage on a fight, I don't think there was a time where he actually landed on somebody that resulted in the kill.
Pen also was a little bit too aggressive on Tristana. I think if he had played more, not passively, but more conservatively with his summoner's builds,
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
he could have gotten a lot more. He wouldn't have been put in like really risky situations.
And extremely aggressive and very
Yeah, I mean that aggressiveness sometimes is good, but you also have to recognize when you can't be too aggressive. And I think if they, put him, maybe it's because he's playing Tristana, a champion who, when she gets ahead, is very strong in an AD carry duel. But it was a Caitlyn Morgana pick. I feel like the first battle to try to come back from this game for CPP
is going to be in the pick and bans.
Champ select, for sure.
And so, well, like you said, it was a little confusing that they banned all these power picks, these comfort picks from the top and mid and jungle.
And then they
didn't touch the
Morgana.
ADCs at all.
Allow Kate Morgana through.
And so, like, it was just it was an easy pick, right? Like, they knew as a person who knows UCSD,
Yeah.
that is, and, the meta, that is a very potent pick. And they just let him have it. And the funny thing is that they picked Caitlyn first, and probably that they're going to pick Morgana, right? So what happened there?
It generally is implied. Like, you always gotta have the idea that if Caitlyn's picked, Morgana should be either removed from that option, or you risk getting that Morgana
And
lane.
so right after that Caitlyn pick, since she was first pick of the game, they would have had the opportunity to either A, ban Morgana, or B, pick Morgana,
But they lock in Janna.
which was...
It wasn't bad. The
It
Janna
wasn't
pick
bad.
was
Janna's always
okay.
strong, but she was largely ineffectual versus...
If we think about total game impact, Snap starting a lot of fights and also providing a lot of offensive utility.
yes.
And right now in League of Legends, in this meta, playing Janna as like a defensive option is risky.
Risky. And so here we are. We're going back into the ban phase. I would not be surprised if there was a ban on Morgana, Caitlyn, some ADC.
Now, the thing is that even if Caitlyn does get banned here, Snap can still play Morgana. He's not afraid to play Morgana,
With any other ADC.
Yeah, with any other ADC. Obviously, with Caitlyn, it's ideal. It's one of the best situations to go with.
Right,
But
we're
Morgana
seeing,
by herself is
Yeah, we're
just...
seeing the same thing as last time. They're banning all these tanks, these comfort picks, mid picks, jungle picks, not touching the ADCs at all.
I think a huge focus on these jungle picks for CPP has to come from the fact that Obese Panda makes a lot of early game plays on these junglers. Scar, Olaf, and Trundle are great at invading because of their options to catch the enemies.
That and their passives.
But then, we just saw that last game. Maybe we're okay with their early game, just play it safer. And that mistake in the bot side where they lost 4 for none, I think it was. Or they lost Zac, Janna.
It was
Ornn.
around 4. No, it was 2. It was 2.
They lost
It was
Zac, Janna, Ornn.
Okay, Zac John Owen. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that fight in the bottom pretty much started the scaling. With that death. Ornn could no longer hold up top
All right,
side.
there goes the.
Xayah Kaylin now both banned. With first pick. But yeah, Kaisa now going to be the option that they want to go for.
So what's good with Kaisa in terms of would he pick Morg again?
It's hard to say what's good with Kaisa. CC works with her because of her plasma mechanic.
Yes.
And so you maybe want a frontline as well. So right now, on top of my head, Alistar comes to mind. Morgana wouldn't be a bad option either because if you want to go with a aggressive pick support, something like a Thresh Morgana, so one of those two pick options.
Right. So we got a Karma, and let's see. Let's see. I'm wondering what ADC is UCSD gonna pick here. They do have a lot of options.
They're not in any rush to pick an ADC. I feel
no,
like
sure.
there are a lot of options to choose from still, and they can optimize for a jungle pick that's still priority, perhaps even a top lane. Oh no.
Well, we'll have to see. He's gonna pick it right now, unless he lags out. And
most teams seem to be picking 80 carry jungles like lanes here.
Sejuani
again.
So they're gonna do it again, which is Sejuani didn't have a great early game impact. However, towards the mid,
post level 6.
Yeah, post level 6, he was an absolute monster. He landed, I would say, 2 clutch ults. Missed the first one, but it didn't really matter because they got the kills anyways.
Yeah, the first one, I think had it landed, wouldn't have made a big impact.
Oh no, the first one he actually
missed Janna.
No, he threw it and it hit Tristana as she flashed.
I think that was after that initial fight, wasn't it? Or was it before?
No, it was before.
It was before.
Yeah, and so Sejuani did an extremely good job after level 6. Before it, Zac kind of stomped all over bottom lane, which got that Tristana out of it.
Zac has a better pre-6, gank, but now he didn't have really the option to gank multiple times before 6. So level 6 came for these players at 10 minutes into the game, and all the kills were happening bot lane, and wasn't even that much.
It was like what? It was 2 kills, maybe. It was like 6 kills across the entire game at 10 minutes.
All at bot lane too.
Yeah.
So top lane and mid lane didn't have any pressure relief from them, and it didn't work for CPP. Their bot lane just wasn't able to really convert with the pressure, or just sort of make more objective plays around the map.
Yeah, but as you said last game, even when they did get those 2 kills, what did they get out of it? They didn't get any pressure out of it. They got maybe a little bit of a gold, but all they did was prolong the time it took for that Caitlyn to pop off.
Yeah, and then the natural oppression that Caitlyn Morgana provides. No matter unless Tristana and Janna end up getting like 6 kills, they're not relieved of that pressure after 2 or 3 ganks.
All right, and so we see that Kai'Sa is going to be paired up with Alistar, and they're going to go back to the Cho'Gath and Sejuani. It worked pretty well for them. No reason to change it.
Yeah, and with the Cho'Gath pick now, UCSD can opt to ban top lane counters for Cho'Gath, or also mid lane champions. Deny Bam
Varus
champions. Well, yeah, Varus is
Varus is strong, but
yeah.
I haven't seen him at all during this tournament.
Very few people actually play him. Raymond G was also from UCSD, and also it gets banned against him. Avexis, Varus, Avexis also plays Varus as well. He plays all the meta AD carries, right?
Of course.
So, not surprisingly. And then, what's left though is Ashe possibly.
Lucian maybe.
Sivir I've
seen.
Sivir
in the match.
Jhin would be good.
Jhin would be pretty good
for the range, but it does risk if Kaisa does manage to catch up to Jhin, if Jhin can't kill her in 4 shots, Kaisa wins that.
Yes.
And Kaisa has the ult that provides the shield.
So she's very mobile, too.
So Jhin can't win that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see what champion want to ban last.
What is he going to, are they going to try to force?
Probably a mid lane. Oh, it's going to be the Jhin.
Going to be Jhin.
So now what AD carry do they ban? I feel like UCSD has to pick an AD carry here. Your options remaining left are something like Kalista, Sivir, Ashe, Vayne.
Not S tier.
Tristana is the only one left, really, that's to be considered meta, but sort of mentioned how hard it is, really, for her to get out of laning phase. Maybe UCSD.
But he's not faced up against a Caitlyn Morg.
Yeah, against a Kaisa Alistar.
It'll be a bit of a lighter lane for Tristana.
And this way,
a better environment.
Franzi does get the counter pick for mid lane. But Battleman, we've seen him play a variety of mid laners.
He's gonna play Aurelion Sol. He's gonna go for it.
The blind
this is what, this is what he picked against UCI, and so he's gonna do it now. And he did an extremely good job at it. His roams were on point. His stuns always landed, and his damage is rough.
Oh, and then the Vladimir going to be hovered here.
Swain isn't banned here, actually.
Indeed. I think the main. Sion. Yeah. Probably the next best thing into a Cho'Gath.
There's a lot of tanks on this team. All the damage is coming out of Kaisa and Aurelion Sol. Do you think it'll be enough? Aurelion Sol, his damage is great, but it's not exactly the most consistent out of all the mages.
Well, it depends on what Pranzy picks here into Aurelion Sol. I feel like UCSD might have been anticipating this after seeing Balamban pick it out in the last game.
Right.
But do they have an answer for it?
I don't know if anybody has an answer for Alien Soul, but it is going to be the Rise.
There is somewhat of an answer. It's someone who wave clears just as fast as Aurelion Sol and prevents him from roaming.
Mhm.
The thing is that I think communication has to be the key point in UCSD's strategy here, because when Aurelion Sol leaves lane, they have to tell him, hey, Aurelion Sol is not in lane.
Like, he could be anywhere right now.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
so-
you'll probably see where they are,
Mhm.
like which way the Aurelion Sol is moving,
Mhm.
but either way, he has to be able to tell his team, hey, like, Aurelion Sol's gone. Expect them to go, like, anyone goes aggressive, back off. Stuff
Right,
like that.
right,
And with
right.
the, Tristana and Karma, who can escape with the, with the shields and the movement speeds, they probably be able to get out of there. And then top lane is going to be just another wet noodle fight.
Another slap fest.
Yeah. Well, Sion's going to be able to push a little bit harder, but Cho'Gath will sustain. No
Cho'Gath
one's
is
gonna,
such a...
no one's going to do damage. AO, the trustworthy to just be a rock in the top lane. Ironically enough, doesn't play Malphite, but
For sure.
you know,
I've seen Sion a lot in this tournament.
Yeah,
he's quite strong.
He's still good in as just like a flex tank. If you
Yeah.
wanted to tank with initiate, Sion's not bad.
Does percent damage, not a lot of it, but he does enough of it. It's quite a big of a burst.
When he dies.
Oh no, with his shield. His shield does percent damage.
Oh really?
Yep, that's why he's able to duel against these tanks, because no matter what, it's always going to take, I think it's 18% at the max level.
Huh, interesting.
And so Sion does a deceptive amount of damage, but typically in the late game fights, because I used to main Sion jungle,
I
which is funny.
see.
But Sion, typically you save that shield for team fights and blow it right as it expires, because you take all that damage, which is a huge portion of your health, and just detonate it inside of this really close range team, especially with Cho'Gath, Sejuani, and Rise. We're going to have to wait and see about that.
And when I look more at UCSD's team, I really like what they chose for the mid and support. The Rise and Karma both have point and click CC abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Rise's W, Karma's W, both can
tether.
root. And, Aurelion Sol and Kaisa, champions are more mobile and trying to do damage.
That want to be mobile.
Yeah,
and when
they
they're
have
not,
to be mobile.
Yeah, they have to be mobile.
So with the roots coming out from, the Rise and the Karma, that's real, like, the mind
I see
games
a nightmare starting here, because if Rise gets Aurelion Sol without an ult, he could just stand inside of Aurelion Sol's orbit and just roast him completely.
Yeah.
And if
and that's all on Pranzy's, ability to sort of know Aurelion Sol's range
Mhm.
and just walking in between them.
Right.
But Balamban, yeah, on that Aurelion Sol, you saw.
I did
play
see
it.
he was. I mean, he wasn't like an absolute monster, but he was surprisingly good. Nobody expected these huge ass stuns coming out of nowhere to like take up half the lane and blow you up. And it's a pretty long stun as well, because it's a
Yeah.
hard stun to hit. It's like it travels at a snail's pace.
Yeah, and with no Braum support as an answer there, nope. I guess someone has to damage Aurelion Sol or something like that.
Right. So this Alistar though, versus Karma and Tristana, because this is such a short range team, do you think that do you see Tristana shoving in Kesa just like Morgan?
I feel like Tristana Karma have definitely win the level 1 and will push the level 2, because Alistar, as a support, it's very hard for him to do anything into a range matchup.
Right.
He can walk up
And
to
smash, yeah.
He try to walk up to Tristana and Karma, but he's just gonna end up getting poked down.
Yeah, and Tristana has an escape. Anyways.
Yeah, so the level 1's gonna be pretty rough here for CPP, but I mean they opted for it. They wanted the Kaisa pick. They knew they were gonna get outranged, with pretty much any other champion. I guess they weren't really expecting to get the ban 2 out of 80 carries.
Yep.
But Tristana still outranges.
Tristana is still strong. She does have a weak early to early mid game.
Yeah.
But
If she scales even like on pace with the other 80 carry,
yes.
then she gets stronger past the mid game.
But Kai'Sa, as you said, is broken. So.
Yep, Kai'Sa's broken. But remember, when UCSD B team played against UCD A team, they pushed it out. But that was with a different. That was with like a.
That was a different comp.
That was
Yeah.
Kai'Sa versus Ezreal, I believe, right?
Right. No, I'm not sure actually.
Was it also against the Karma? I don't know, man. I think we're all tired a little bit.
No. I think it was against Karma. I'm not sure if they won or lost though. So.
Well, UCD B team lost both games.
Okay,
So-
then yeah, they did.
I think it was Kai'Sa Nami versus Ezreal.
We'll have to look at the schedule.
It's been a while, but yeah.
It has been a while. This has been a long day. I'm not sure what time it is. I've been going through some stuff. It's been an exhausting day, my guys. But in either case, this might be the last game of the grand finals here at Beachcon 2018. The last one. There's no more tournaments going on. There's a Smash tournament outside, but even that's being shut down sooner or later.
Is he already going in for the quick invading?
Kai's going to see this and going to run away. And it might not matter. They might see him. No.
They get the ward. So 10 gold. Ah,
Oh, that's great.
up in gold.
Wait, Alistar is going to peek this.
Yeah, he definitely sees them coming in.
They have to know that UCSD has done this both games. Or every game that they've played, they've done this. There's a death ball of people.
They always play aggressively for the early invade. Plus they're level 1. As long as they're not walking headfirst into the Alistar, they have the stronger level 1 here. And yeah.
Oh, they're just going to go back to standard starts. Kind of scatter a bit.
He does get a ward onto the Wraiths, so he'll generally know where Sejuani's starting. They'll figure out that she's starting red side. So now it's going to be...
Wait, they see her. She's trying to invade, and they see her.
Is it a late invade, or are they...
Oh, wait, no.
Oh, but Vexus, though. Going to be taking a lot of damage initially from the
One more hit, it might do it, but he's out here all alone. I think the Alistar is going to have to flash in there. Does get the flash and the ignite. One more hit, and the first blood goes over to Tristana, but they trade. Both supports are now having a slap battle.
But the Alistar gets the kill on Tristana, whereas I believe Tristana got the kill onto Kaisa. That's huge.
Let's take a look. You're right.
Yeah, so this is compared to the amount of gold they got. You know, Tristana now 911 gold compared to 576 on Kaisa. That's a huge gold swing. That's at least 3. That's a long sword worth of stats.
He doesn't take it, though.
Valenban now taking Obese Panda's rates, it looks like, with the level 2. The
Flashes in. So much aggression going on in this game.
Uses the
but he can't chase this. He cannot chase this.
He's out of mana.
But he is out of mana.
Yeah. But with the level 2, you know, just going aggressively to prevent Obese Panda, he's going to be forced to back early, it looks like.
That's going to set Obese Panda a little bit back. He's actually pretty low health right now. But because of that, Balimban,
he's really low on mana. He's got all charges of his corrupting potion already burnt out. He's probably going to be able to back after this, but does he have any gold off?
I think he's waiting for level 3 so that he could just fly over to lane.
Alright, and now looking at the bot lane. Snap already level 2, but the main power strike with Karma comes with that mantra.
Goes in, knocks him up. Let's get out, but
I don't know if
Alistar
Alistar wants to force this fight here. Kaisa's still level 1 and has the Doran shield, doesn't really have any damage to supplement.
Yep.
Ooh, apparently missing the
Valenban needs to get out of there. He's not going to die. He's going to have to walk back from lane, but he's waiting for the level 3, which he just gets. And up top, I guess we're just looking at these two dudes slapping each other constantly.
Yeah, no, back to the dude slapping. I'm going back to bot lane because this is where most of the initial action's happening.
And so we see Sejuani up in the wings in the bot side, red side.
Is also here, but not a lot of mana on...
Well, he does have blue.
Balaban.
Yeah. Oh, no, not Balaban. I'm talking about Sejuani. So Sejuani is going to try to just farm a bit, and they're pinging him back saying, no, dude, don't come
getting
down here.
harassed there from the Aurelion Soul early on. You know, kind of makes it hard for the gank. Has a lot less HP than I think he's normally used to. But Ayo getting a lot of damage.
Up here. I think he might go for it. Nuplox is probably going to have to flash out of here, and that's going to be it. Quite an interesting 1v1 there. Nuplox is deciding to stand in front of the Cho'Gath, taking all the hits. So.
The key to that is the Grassroot Undying versus the Glacial Augment. So Ayo in these fights can constantly get damage, like more damage off of an enhanced auto attack. And now, right now, Gifting has a good angle here for a gank. Gonna channel the Electric Sting Shot, jumps onto the Vexus, but he gets the W off in before. So when you buffer Tristana W before CC happens to you, you still get
fly,
the jump. Exactly. And that's one of the key reasons why Tristana is so great at getting out of escapes. And even though she gets stunned, she can get the rocket jump off in time. Just walks out, no problem. So that's a gank that goes south, but Gifting still here.
He really wants this, really badly. But they see him. They know he's there.
They don't actually see him, but they just kind of got the feeling that he's probably still waiting around.
Yeah.
Here. And
he has to get out of here. He needs to actually start farming again, or else it's just not going to be good. Teleport goes into the into mid lane, and he does take a lot of damage. Aurelion Soul is probably going to have to move out of there. Nuplox is having a bit of a hard time, not really getting any kills, not really doing anything, but he's not dying.
I don't think he hasn't backed yet since that initial, that fight down in mid lane.
No, he hasn't. He still has his potions, though, which is funny.
All right, now Ayo and Nuplox still fighting it out again.
Wait, this is a lot of damage going on to UCSD, but in the jungle, Gifting is going to try to farm his wraiths at least, and this might be a smite battle. Gifting is not willing to commit to this, and the patient on the wolves is running out. Beast Panda is going to walk out of there because he sees Scion moving down.
But yeah, no, action kind of all over the place, but not many kills coming out. Both kills so far in this game have been in that initial level 1 down bot side. And
so a bit of a slower game, yeah. Here goes the stun. Does land on top of him, but he doesn't commit to it. He knows that Rise still has the root, and there's no minions in there to...
mostly there for harassing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing about Aurelion Sol. You're trying to be annoying. You're not trying to really burst anyone down. You just whittle. You whittle.
Another stun. Nope. Man. God, that's so oppressive.
Yeah, Aurelion Sol can just clear waves like nothing.
Here's the Alistar. Goes in, and they might fight for this. Tristana does run in, but they're pinging somebody back. Aurelion Sol is coming down to the bot lane, but he decides not to.
Yeah,
and,
the Alistar not able to get that auto attack off from his... Oops, sorry, I hit pause by accident. Not able to get the auto attack off from his...
Passive.
His E. So he got the fifth stack, but wasn't really able to get anything off of that. Now
Aurelion Sol is going to actually... I think he might actually get this. No!
Auto attack is going to finish him off.
So, what do you... You never expect to find a freaking floating dragon of stars in your jungle.
Exactly.
Especially not like that.
And that's what we're kind of talking about with this Aurelion Sol. When he leaves the lane, Rise has to tell his team when it's happening. And Ayo just doing so much damage with his auto attacks from the Vorpal spikes.
Right. He's going to go back in. Nope, nope, nope.
Right, Gifting does get found here, but right now the Alistar and Kai'Sa has the lane priority. And yeah, right now the CS actually heavily in CPP's favor, 53 to 35. Surprisingly, to see that.
Man, what a Q landing from Karma. This is going to take her all the way down to 50% health. And yeah, so the CS going in favor of CPP. They did have a fairly strong early game, or at least a steady early game, but this Scion needs to go back to base today. Today. Like at least once or twice, something like that.
He went back once.
Oh. Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, he has a
health.
Yeah, Ruby Crystal. I think this is kind of where the range support matchup sort of loses behind to Alistar, because he's gotten tanky now, not really caring too much about the harass, and he can just sort of freely initiate onto some of these, onto the lane.
And so we were just talking about in the pregame the communication for Aurelion Sol. Aurelion Sol didn't show up in lane, and so Rise is just spamming pings, making sure everybody knows it. But they know he's not going to bottom lane. This might be a kill going on to Alistar. So much damage going out, he has to jump in for it.
If Avexis jumps in for it, he's going to get knocked up and pushed into the turret. So you really can't risk doing that. And now I can kind of see why...
Rise is about to get pincered in between lane. Gifting has to finish the race before he does that, though.
Honestly, I can kind of see why Vexus is so behind on CS, because Snap seems to be hitting them so low by trying to combo with his Mantra Q, getting that huge amount of damage off, which kind of is how Jam Hearts and got so low from that exchange. The initial slow really prevented, like,
they feel that Sejuani's coming down here. Fortunately, hops right in front of Zach, and they're going to have to go for it, maybe. Yeah. The elastic slingshot goes, knock him up.
Oh, with a knock
doesn't matter, but he needs to get out of here right now. Here comes the ult, he gets stalled. And that will be it for the Kai'Sa on the side of CPP. Another person is going to go down, and this is an absolute disaster for CPP.
A Scion ult was used earlier in, looks like, mid lane.
He was going to try to run over there, but oh, that is rough, man. A double kill going over to this already fed Tristana. Obese Panda landing another clutch ult, but that was CPP's fight to lose. They didn't need to chase that, and they didn't even have an elastic slingshot.
I don't know if this was true, but I feel like Jam Hearts and might have missed the WQ comp, the Headbutt Pulverized combo, onto Obese Panda, because it looked like he pushed him out.
He pushed him into the wall, and then he
missed the knockup.
He missed the knockup. He was standing too far away.
And then, Obese Panda pulling the trigger, immediately going onto the Kai'Sa, and he couldn't even flash out.
No,
he was surrounded by so much CC and just damage. In that short period of time where the Sejuani stuns came out, Kai'Sa died. Couldn't even flash out.
All right, we see Aurelion Sol floating up, but yeah. So that bottom lane fight was squarely in the favor of UCSD. They
now
took
3
advantage
kills for Tristana.
For sure. I feel like like you said, it might have gone a better way if they hit all their abilities, but still, that was really dicey. That was an extremely they should have just hugged the turret back, done something else. There was no reason really to take that fight.
And in the mid lane, it looks like Pansy had caught Balanban, and that forced Lobnuplok to try to help him out. And so that, at this point now, with how much time Soul has roamed, looks like Pansy actually up and good. They're kind of even. Why does it seem like Pansy has so much more gold?
He has a kill. 1 kill. That's it.
Yeah, but Pansy has more items. He's got the Tear of the Goddess and the parts of the Rod of Ages, whereas Aurelion Sol has just the parts of the Rod of Ages. Is it the corrupting
Maybe he
potion?
hasn't bought yet.
No, they had the same amount of gold around, like 600 gold.
Oh, okay.
So it's weird. I don't really know where the gold went.
Well, we'll have to see later on. But as you said, like Aurelion Sol, his roams have been relatively ineffectual.
They've been harassing the Sejuani, and that's
Yes.
about it.
So there was no, but as you said, the communication was pretty on point for UCSD. They always knew when Aurelion Sol wasn't there,
Yeah.
especially when he backed. They knew when he backed, whatever. But here comes the engage, misses the elastic slingshot again, but it might not be enough. Snap Daddy's going to get out of there, and they're just going to focus Sky down. He's going to be the sacrificial pig. But the rest of Red Team is going to start to rotate up there. Aurelion Sol is being pinned down by Rise, and Rise and Sejuani are floating up towards the top lane.
Well, Beast Panda is here to they're probably prevent a dive. I don't, with all the ults used already, I don't think they can try to dodge Tristana. But looks like UCSD going to give up this, well, relieve pressure off this turret. There's no way they're giving it already. But
they're targeting, they were targeting Zach, but I think that they're just going to take that. They lost the kill, whatever, it doesn't matter.
yeah, so Snap sort of just getting CC chained and ended up dying.
Yep, and look at these two folks just hitting each other endlessly.
Eventually, Cho'Gath wins out on this because Rasputin dying gives him permanent HP.
Yes.
So I'm surprised that, I don't know, I mean, you're just letting this happen. It's not
There's
a
just
lot,
so
but
many
it adds
lanes
up.
for CPP to do. Like, what do you pick? You pick mid lane, you pick bot lane, top lane. You can only focus your jungler's attention on so much, and relatively, this jungler's attention has been relatively ineffectual.
No, the Gifting has definitely been putting a lot of his focus onto AD carry bot lane. He's been trying to get the ganks off. I think that was actually first gank that actually went successfully
Yes.
for them. And it was on top side, which is the funny thing about that. So UCSD with the AD carry advantage so far, they're going to get this top lane turret, but they don't have a Caitlyn this time. They have a Tristana who doesn't have the siege range at this stage of the game. So, once again, we're going to see a 3v3 brawl up in the top
We
side.
see Zach in the wings, but we also see Sejuani in the wings. I don't know if they're going to want to take this fight. They don't know Sejuani's in that.
Ooh,
They're going to go in on it. They're going to spot Sejuani right now.
yeah, they
and
see
they know
the
what's
ward
going on.
now. And Aurelion Sol is also roaming up as well. So,
No, they spot him with
Oh,
the ward.
yeah, he
He's
was.
always spotted with the ward.
yeah,
So
really good vision control coming from UCSD. But, Gifting is still unseen. And meanwhile, this is happening again.
directed.
I love direct. I'm just going back to
They're
Van.
waiting for Alistar to walk down.
Yeah, so
They're
Beast Panda
waiting.
Vexus.
He's got to be patient. There it goes. Here we go. Right now, Alistar gets caught out, has to pop the ultimate. Tristana jumps in, but here is Zach, knocks two people up. Kai'Sa is so low right now, he's going to have to flash out. He's going to
The
die to a
Ignite
burn.
is going to be enough.
Doesn't matter. Zach gets sucked in, and now all the teams are here right now. CPP is in the back burner at the moment. They can't get out of it. Gifting needs to get out of there right now. A new Panda,
A new Panda.
a new Panda. Planoob is just going to be chunked out.
Yeah, and they get the Scion. Just a fight that they kind of just...
Oh, give you 1 second. Oh yeah, the teams
yes.
are a little bit labeled
Alright,
wrong.
so I've been told that the labels are wrong. I will fix that real quick. But the fight that starts with UCSD going on to the
CPP squad.
CPP squad.
They eventually do get a couple kills, but oh man, I think that Alistar might die to this one. No. They're still fighting right now. Aurelion Sol has so much potential, and he might get another kill. No, he just gets out of there. But this will be the swing back from CPP. Unfortunately, Aurelion Sol does get the death there, and well, Alistar is going to lose his life for this one.
Yeah, so another fight going in the favor of UCSD, all starting from that initial engage. And
Just
not even a
this-
catch onto Alistar, it was a catch onto Kai'Sa. She's getting hit by these ultimates from Obese Panda and not able to really... She barely died, actually. The last tick of Ignite, I think,
Yeah, the
killed
burn,
her.
the burn got her.
But she should have been in a position where she got CC'd with an Alistar in front of her like that in the first place. I think
I hope a Beast Panda can do this. GG, dude. See you, dude.
He's got Smite up, so he can get the HP for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so he does
okay.
use it.
He was just waiting for it. But yeah, so it just shows that a basic lack of vision and face checking, knowing that
And patience
and patience.
from UCSD especially, because they just
They just
sat
sat in the
there
bush
and
Yeah.
just waited,
Hmm.
and it worked out. So, yeah, now Pansy 3-0, Avexis 4-1. These carries are just so strong for UCSD. And
all the important kills going on where they need to be. But so how is CPP going to get out of this one again? There's 6,000 gold in the deficit. Their carries aren't nearly as strong as the other carries. And even when they try to take these scattered fights when everybody's low, people end up trading.
they have a theoretically insane wombo. They have the Aurelion Soul knockups followed with Zac. So Zac engage followed with Aurelion Soul CC and the
But
Scion
Zach has
CC.
to land these engages.
Yeah,
and he
that's the
hasn't.
main thing. Is that Gifting has we haven't really seen Gifting land amazing Zac Elastic Slingshots.
We're waiting for him to pop off, and he's challenging this Tristana, who's going to take up.
Avexis not scared at all, but now Kaisa trying to see if he can jump in onto it, not really doing that much damage. He
Not
really
at
do a
all.
whole lot to that.
Yeah,
Cho'Gath.
no, like last game, Cho'Gath is just this insane monster of a tank. Doesn't matter. Finally lands one, but it might not be enough. A lot of damage coming out of Aurelion Soul, but he knocks them back. Bambun gets one, but jumps into Tristana, and now this is a really scattered fight. Aurelion Soul is going to go down. On the side, we see the Cho'Gath takes up 2 people, knocks them up. A lot is going wrong for the squad of CPP, and this might just be a complete wipe right now. 2 kills, 3 kills going in the favor of Tristana. This is just an absolute massacre right now. Pranzies is going to go in for a little bit of taste, and that'll be 4 kills going over into the favor of UCSD.
So all the focus there went to Snap. Who was hitting Tristana? Who was hitting the Rise, the damage dealers of UCSD? CPP starts that fight, picks off Snap, but they weren't ready for a 5-on-5 fight. And Kaisa
blew everything. They blew everything for that.
Just for Snap. Snap is the only one who died in that fight, and everyone but Gifting dies on CPP's side. And that's just something they were trying to pick these fights that they maybe just aren't ready for yet. Or they
haven't really turned on yet. The items are looking extremely sparse on the side. I mean, that's to be given.
One item completed each on.
Oh, that's to be given.
At best, the old Alistar doesn't even have a completed item.
Yeah, and so that's to be a given because of how behind they are right now. And so I think that we're going to enter the phase of that they just need to start finding picks. Like, there's no good way to get back into this game other than capitalizing on the mistakes of UCSD.
And you really gotta love the vision of UCSD, right? Look at their inventory. You see a control ward, or maybe even 2
control wards per person. They are not, because they know that they can get picks so easily, especially in the top lane where they have that pink ward there. They know.
And look at down at the bot to mid side area. There were 3 control wards placed all around that area. Just UCSD just controlling vision all across. They are picking these fights, but where the wards are. But Snap might not be wanting this one.
They're about to be pincered. Nope. These Aurelion Soul stuns are extremely hard to pick.
They're getting.
I've got a feeling they're going to want to do something here.
Panda is looking.
They are going to fight though. Here comes the ult. Lands it right on top of Kaisa. Kaisa is in a lot of trouble right now, but so much damage coming out of the CPP squad, but it will not be enough. Obese Panda might go down, but a double kill goes on to Rise. And Gifting is just going to have to run out of there. In the bottom lane, we see the 2 tanks having a great time. But in either case, Balabama gets rooted, and I think this might actually be his death. Yeah, Tristana is chasing all the way in.
Ooh, Karma takes 1 too many tower shots. But that was some Tokyo drift coming out from Obese Panda. Uses the Q and then curves over and throws the ulti right on the Kaisa. I guess Peng just wasn't expecting that.
And as we said, that Kaisa and Aurelion Soul, they want to move. And this Obese Panda, basically, or this Obese Boar, or whatever you want to call it, is not letting this Kaisa move at all. Every fight he gets engaged on, every fight he starts off in a panic, and that is not a good place for an ACDB.
Now, surprisingly, with all the action going on, this is actually going to be the first dragon of the game, the Cloud Drake, or of this round. It's going to be the Cloud Drake, and that's going to be that's even better for UCSD. With the buff to Cloud Drake making it have in-combat movement speed, they need that to catch up to the Aurelion Soul and the Kaisa. That's just going to make it harder for them, for CPP, to really, try to get these fights where their mobile carries can get damage in. And Scion, Zac, and Alistar, they're when you these 3 champions, you think of them and you hear these champions names, you think CC. They have a lot of utility.
But they're never really around when their team needs them. Like obviously you can't exactly, peel for a Kaisa who stands in the front, but these tanks aren't exactly protecting the carries. The carries are always going down the first few seconds of a fight. And so what I see here and what I think should happen is that even though CPP is on the back burner, they are woefully behind. They need to find a way to make these fights for themselves. They need to pick where they want to fight. Because as you said, the Vision game, it's not that great right now, but UCSD can pick their fight wherever they want. They know where the other team is.
Yeah, and a lot of that also just comes down to where the CC is being applied to. A lot of it is being used in engage. Zac jumps in with his E, Scion goes in with his ult followed by Q, Alistar also goes in. Their champion CC are used to go in But unlike a Janna who is used defensively, in this situation, the Janna might have actually been better
Right.
to keep Kaisa alive.
Oh, wait a second. A Panda jumps in and
Forces the flash out of all new plots. And then the vision denial from UCSD is amazing. They're just fighting picks and Gifting and Kaisa, forced to run away. Nexus jumps in.
Tristana's jumped in, and there's going to be a stun going on to Zac, but it doesn't really matter. Kaisa's going to die anyways to Tristana's auto attack. A lot of damage going in the favor of CPP, and this is a shutdown. They might actually be able to turn this one around with Aurelion Sol's damage. He has to turn on those stars, and a lot of damage is going in the favor of them. Gets shut down. One more kill, 2 kills. This is an absolute disaster for UCSD. They found nothing for basically Kaisa's life, and a triple kill goes over to maybe not the right person, but Sion.
And UCSD, Avexa's kind of pulling the trigger a little bit too quickly. Jumps over the wall with no vision.
With no tanks either.
Yeah, and UCSD taking a lot of damage from the turret.
They're going to go for the Baron. They know they have to. 15 seconds on the rest of the UCSD squad. They're not going to be able to get this down all that quickly. I'm not sure they're going to be able to even get it down before people start to respawn.
It's going to take a while, but Snap is here. Just use the mantra Q, and that... Wow, he's actually poking him now pretty hard.
This is really a desperation move right here. The moment Kaisa gets there, it will start to speed up. They might be able to get it. All right, they got to start hitting right now. They've dedicated to it. They've dedicated to it. They have to do it right now. They got to start. Oh, no, don't get it stolen. All right, so Zac does wake up in time, but 3 people get knocked up by Cho'Gath, and here comes the rest of the fight. Alistar goes in, but all of UCSD is so low right now. Cho'Gath goes down at the start of the fight, and 2 people die shut down by Kaisa, and this might be, oh, this is a tragedy for CCP, or CPP. And 3 people are going to go down, especially it's Aurelion Sol, maybe. Yeah, Aurelion Sol might be able to get out of here with his life.
Wait, he's
oh,
in.
No! He misclicked.
He had to have misclicked.
Yeah,
that's so big. Because he was out of there if he had just pressed it in the other direction.
Yeah. And so they do get the Baron, so it's going to stop the bleeding a little bit like the last game we saw.
Gifting the last one with the Baron, though, and Snap's just chasing him down.
I think Snap can solo this guy.
Snap
can solo this guy.
Oh.
Oh!
Wait, no, he hit the wolves.
Wait, the wolves. Oh, no! His Cinder Hulk burned the wolves, and so they eventually killed him.
That is, you hate to see that. That is so tragic. He almost got out of there. Just barely.
It was pretty cheeky, but you know you're having a bad day when you're being chased around by a Karma. And Karma, her tether does % health damage, and so you're not going to be able to duel a Karma with that little health and that little damage. Tragic, but at the same time, they do keep the Baron away from UCSD, which would have been probably the ender. They would have just barreled down mid and slurped him up. But like in the last game, they've earned themselves maybe...
they get like 5 minutes to
5 minutes.
Tops.
But as we saw, they are not out of the woods yet. They still do so much damage.
Are they really trying to chase the Cho'Gath right here?
They're going for the Cho'Gath. He jumps in for it. He has to flash out of there. But all of UCSD is going at them right now. They have to find a way to not get caught behind it. Obese Panda is looking for the ultimate ult. Jam Hearts is trying to protect his carries, but here it comes. Here comes the stun. Knocks in. Knocks up the carry. I think that UCSD is not finding the right place right now. So much damage is going on to the rest of their team, but Alistar is going to give his life for it. Zac is going to miss somebody, but looks as though that UCSD is running scared right now. Kaisa is about to pop off, has no mana, really. I think he needs to get out of there. Fanboy is going to go down. The Manamune is going to, well, not the Manamune, but the
Pansy, though. Look at the moves.
One
Look
more
at the
hit.
plays.
Is that a complete ace? Is that a wipe? That's
no.
Cho'Gath, did Cho'Gath get out
of there? AO is still up, yeah. He managed to walk out.
He managed to walk out, but that is 4 kills in favor of CPP. They get the kills, and with their decisively, they're able to earn themselves a little bit more longer in this game.
Weirdly enough, chokes seem to be where CPP have strength because their tanks can stand in between Obese Panda, who was trying that entire time
to find an ult.
Trying to find an ult, trying to find an engage onto the Kaisa and on the Aurelion Sol, but Alistar and Sion just standing there and blocking.
And that's what CPP has been trying to do this entire game. What they should have been doing. They needed Kaisa to be protected to pop off, and when that happens, Kaisa basically melted 2 people, especially the Cho'Gath. And so I think they know now that, hey, look, we're going to stick together, we're going to protect this ADC, and we're going to find a way out of this game.
Yeah, but UCSD still has a ton of vision control that they've been getting from these last...
Over 7,000 gold in the lead.
Yeah.
But we're entering, I think this is one of the latest games that we've had.
25 minutes is the latest we've had?
Was it? 45 minutes?
I feel like we've had later than 25 minutes, but the Ocean Drake probably going to go uncontested. Goes to the Feast of Cho'Gath. That's
Not
actually
too important,
cooldown.
but pretty good.
Yeah. Now, CPP just trying to scrounge out what they can get so far. They are coming back slowly. Kaisa now doing a lot of damage to the Cho'Gath, surprisingly enough, and no Thornmail or Randuin's Omen on him either.
They don't really have to worry about it, but they see the pings. The red pings are going down onto Zach. Zach is being picked off. He gets rooted. He's going to be able to jump out of there with a flash.
Nice
but
use
a
of
lot,
his ulti to prevent the CC from the Sejuani ulti.
Yeah, a lot was used there. Zach's ult, most of all, and his flash.
Yeah, the Sejuani ult and Ryze ult was used, and the key thing is the Sejuani ulti was used to try to get that pick. Here comes Aurelion Sol, though.
Pops the stun a little too late, but it doesn't matter. Here's the fight. Redemption pops down, but this Aurelion Sol damage is doing so much, too. Knocked up both tanks on the top side. I mean, the front line is just being absolutely melted. Obese Panda, UCSC needs to get out of there. A double kill coming out from Kaizen, and it doesn't matter. They need to get out of there, but Alistar jumps in, stacks on top of the CC, gets Karma 2 people, 3 people, 1 more hit from Aurelion Sol, and it'll be done. He guts his life for it. But wait a second, so many people are low right now. You don't want to duel this guy.
Nope.
And it will be an ace going in the favor of CPP.
Wow, so again, just these fights right now, it looks like UCSD's frontline just not as strong as CPP's, and Avexis, even with the Last Whisper, can't break down these tanks. The Alistar, who has reduced damage from his ultimate, the Zac, who honestly is perfectly fine with you killing him, he doesn't care, and Sion's also just, doesn't really mind.
He's just a massive, massive tank. And so, like we said, they're protecting their Kai'Sa, finally, and this Kai'Sa is now paying dividends for this team. They just aced UCSC, the team that's been walking over them this entire game. I mean, they haven't shortened the gold lead too much, but I think they might have overstayed just a little bit. Cho'Gath is doing a lot of damage. Yeah, they definitely overstayed a little bit.
Oh no, you hate to see it.
Yeah, they definitely overstayed a little bit.
Yeah, just maybe a tad, and just when we thought that
when they were about to turn on, they give their lives to it.
That fanboy finally controlled his aggression. When the hype sets in,
yeah,
he goes back into aggressive mode, and that's, it's not the worst case though. They force a reset. There's a Baron in 1 minute, so they have time to get another team fight,
and so they can fight. I mean, the tragic thing here, right, is that so basically both teams aced each other in like kind of an extended fashion, right? And so they're at the same power levels. But that still means that UCSD has to look out, because they have finally figured out that you need to stand in front of this team and just melt down the tanks, because the range on UCSD is quite small. And so Aurelion Sol and what's his name? Yeah, can melt these tanks fairly quickly. And when that happens, there's nothing protecting the the squishy undersides of these other carries.
Yeah, so right now UCSD looking to go for a mid push, and wow, look at all the damage coming out from Pranzi onto the Alistar of all things.
They're gonna jump over. What are you doing, Alistar? Don't.
UCSD wants to try to get this sort of over the wall pick. Wow, the auto attack.
They're about to give their lives for a couple wards. Now Baron's about to pop off in I think about 10 seconds. Alistar and Kai'Sa need to jump back over there, but they cannot let them have this Baron.
This should be an on-spawn Baron take from UCSD.
They have a lot of damage right now, especially with this Tristana, who is 11 and 4.
And Pranzi just getting so much, getting so much damage off in the mid lane, clearing the wave, and UCSD bursting it down.
They can't let him have this. What are they doing? They need to run at this Baron right now. But they're taking their time.
They have the Cho'Gath Feast. There it is. That's going to be the Baron for UCSD already. Now a forced jump onto Gifting.
Immediately, and all comes out, but so much damage coming out. Bambalem is trying to find his way around this, and wow, they're taking so much damage from this guy. He's going to die for it, but it might be enough for Kai'Sa to come in and melt them down, but nobody is here to support the tanks. CPP.
Where is Kai'Sa?
Where is Kai'Sa?
Way over here.
And so he's going to start to melt Cho'Gath, but it's not going to be enough. Kai'Sa is going to be absolutely melted. A double kill going out of Tristana, and this might be the death rattle. They have the Baron, they have the kills, and they have the power now. They're going to push down mid.
So do they have the time to win? They probably win the game off of this. There's still 20 seconds left until Aurelion Sol is up. There is an open inhibitor. They might not be able to actually win the game off of this push, unless if they manage to pick up Aurelion Sol, which they can, with the Rise root. So that's the first inhibitor down.
Maybe another turret.
Keep going. 8 seconds until Aurelion Sol is up.
I think they're just going to stay in this space right now. Yeah, they're just going to stay. They're going to melt down these turrets, and they're just going to face tank this Nexus.
He's up.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Alistar is up as well, but not enough CC's going to come out. Aurelion still going to get caught with that Rise W, and
All right,
that's
GG.
it.
Congratulations to UCSD.
That, that last fight was so uncharacteristic of what we've seen in the last 3 or 4 fights from CPP.
They went
Kaisa,
back to their early game.
yeah,
They got a
Kaisa
little
and
bit too
Aurelion Sol
confident.
should have always been together dealing damage, and the tank should have been in front.
Why did they spread out so thinly? There was 2 people in mid lane, and there was a couple people, messing around in the jungle, but not the consorted and dictated effort that we saw that was about to win in this game.
What might have happened, and because I say this because Pranzy was all the way off at top side during the middle of that fight while Gifting was still alive, but I think he might have used the Rise ulti to try to catch Kaisa on the side, which is why she was so low when we found her in the middle of the fight.
Yeah, all right.
That's what I predicted to happen, and Aurelion Sol also just in an awkward position. He can't hit the Tristana in the middle of a fight if there's tanks in front of him, and Tristana now the only damage dealer dealing damage to tanks.
All right, and so I haven't heard any extreme calls, but I think that they've.
Well, UCSD's team is packing up, so I think that was it.
So UCSD are finally we get a championship, and so UCSD are the winners of Beachcon 2018's League of Legends LAN tournament. So congratulations.
Let's go UCSD.
So we got our biased caster over
Woo! Let's go.
I'm actually from San Diego, so
Hell yeah.
And so
SD's the best.
But I guess that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around with us, even though there might be only 5 of you out there. But we thank you so much.
There's 7 whole people.
There's 7 people.
Let's go.
Wow, that's like a week of people.
A week of people?
A guy, yeah. And so thank you so much for watching us, from bearing with the power outages and the disconnects and everything. We so appreciate it. But we're going to have to get out of here very soon. Just to have some exiting words from Mr. Anthony here.
League of Legends is the best game ever to exist. It'll never die. And UCSD is the best school for esports.
He could say that now because they won.
Hell yeah.
In either case, my name is Orion Kongmalai. I am not in UCSD. I'm actually a freelance caster. But thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. And I know I was a little jittery there, but I'm not going to apologize on camera because I'm here and I'm casting these games, and I had a great time here at Beachcon 2018. And so with that, we're going to send you guys off. You guys have a great night. We hope to see you guys next year.
That one.